So, about 2 years ago, on January 1st, so New Year's Eve, 2019, I had the worst panic attack of my life. It was horrible. It was fear. It was just pure fear. I remember being scooched down and huddled up. I couldn't work, and people were telling me to work, and I couldn't physically bring myself to do it. And I had to leave my work that day, and then I was sent to a pharmacist who recommended me to a CBT, or a cognitive behavioral therapist. I was on a waiting list for 6 months, but once I started the CBD, I had pretty much already helped myself through depression and anxiety. Now, the thing is with depression and anxiety is that it is a chemical imbalance. It is not, there is something physically wrong with you. It is not just in your head. Now, you can naturally redistribute this balance. So, it's mainly comprised of two chemicals. It's dopamine and serotonin. Now, these get released naturally. With mental illness, they distribute themselves at random times. So sometimes you can have a real high. The dopamine and the serotonin is pretty much aligned. But then the next minute, you'll have down. Nothing released. Now, like I said earlier, you can redistribute this naturally. And a lot of the time it's just a matter of exercise. Stop doing, if you're doing drugs, stop. It doesn't help. You're just artificially trying to redistribute serotonin and dopamine. Now you can do that naturally. So a lot of time you think that maybe alcohol, drugs, smoking and things like that, so that it can seem like it's helping you. It's really not. It's just making things worse for you. Simple. Anyone could tell you to do it. It was just regular exercise and eating healthy. That's all it was. So all it came down to. It's all to do with the chemicals in your brain. It's to do with how you act, how you live. It's basic human biology. A lot of the time when you are suffering, it's not about being able to do this, it's about pushing yourself to be able to do this. It's about pushing yourself to get better. When obviously you are at a low, it can seem like what's the point, and you need to find a reason to keep pushing on. Now, my reason is because I do want to get better, and I do want to get stronger from this, and I'm not going to let myself get me down. I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to keep going, because that's how you beat it. You don't sit there and you don't wallow in it. You need to push yourself, and there'll be plenty of people around you to support you when you finally make that leap. But it is just getting your feet off the ground, because I know what it's like when you are down, and I know what it's like when you need that push. But that push is the best decision you will ever make in your life. Humans are meant to run. They're meant to be in flight or fight situations. They are meant to be put under a lot of strain and pressure. This is what they're designed to do. But what happens when they don't? Well, that's sort of what happens. You start to. This is why so many people suffer from it. It's because we're not active enough. We're not doing enough. We're isolated. So when it came to helping myself, it was about changing my life. It was about changing my lifestyle. When I had the attack, I was 16 stone. 16, 17 stone. I remember being ridiculously overweight. I didn't do anything. I spent most of the time by myself. But by the time I had pretty much cured myself, I was at my lowest 12.5 stone. And I toned out. I looked good. And depression and anxiety and personal fitness, they do go hand in hand. They do want to be with each other. It's about your body. Your body and your mind are two very similar things. They work together. So when I hit that point where I was like that, I I never had another attack. Well, it wasn't perfect. Um, I still had bits. It wasn't a complete and utter cure. I still have it. We all have anxiety. Everyone has anxiety. The difference is when does your life become unmanageable from anxiety? It's that point where anxiety stops you from going out. It stops you from enjoying yourself. It stops you from living. It stops you from being alive. So once I managed to stop that, once I learn I know I'm not in control, but I can do what I can to make me happy. Once I had done that, I was fine. I never felt so good in my life. When I could look at myself and I got to the point where I looked at myself and I was happy with who I was, that was everything to me. It didn't matter what anyone else said. I mean, I did have people giving me positive feedback. I had people coming up to me and they were saying how much different I looked, how much I changed. And their opinions, while good, what mattered most was my opinion. It was my opinion of myself. And when I became someone I was happy with, then I felt good. And it was a lot better. There was things I did learn from CPD, like how I'm not in control. How we will always have situations where we feel down. That will always happen. That is inevitable. It's going to happen. We just need to be more prepared for it. We can't let ourselves be consumed by it. So when I did come out of it, it was amazing.